I'll go turn on the camera. Yeah.
Alright, so can you see that?
There is stand flat.
We're seeing it. We're seeing it.
Answer to resident state demonstration. Hey, read it, make sense. You can read it there?
Yeah, man. I'm going to show you say, the authenticity of it. So, we want to show you the date. This is
a follow-up of our Swedish was saying, right?
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah,
It's not his
Very
house.
good, very good.
It's not his house was the main issue. Is
Let's read it. Read it.
the date is 2000 Thursday, November 20 to 2000. Alright? So let me just read. So you can bring up more to see it. You see that?
Yeah, November 22. Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
from
why are you actually here?
it's from Jamaica Gleaner, yeah? One second. So about 50 residents of Elliston flat in St. Andrew, accompanied by representatives from the nearby institutions, converge on the Mona Road entrance of the west. Somebody might know. Yeah.
One.
Converge on the University of the West Indies, yesterday morning, where they peacefully demonstrated against the proposed relocation of squatters from Mona Commons to a plot of land near their commute. Showed slow to a crawl as curious motorists peered at the demonstrators, who paraded with placards denouncing the government's plan as they loudly sang, "We shall overcome." We are doing this, and then we are going to watch it. If the government does not come out and say something to us, then we will come out again, said President of the Ellison Flat Citizen Association, Eda Little, as she clutched a placard which read, "Don't destroy the environment." The relocation, she said, would pose a security problem here for residents. Yeah? Drive down their property value as well as to the environment. Right? Such as the John Holding, hold on, that's the people, the one that kind of thing. Let me find a better one. Okay. I glean a whole archive in us or something.
I found two different articles, one from October 30, 2000, one from October 23, 2000.
Yeah, maybe it's the same thing.
So, you want me to carry read for you more?
Yeah, carry. Go ahead, put up your one.
Eh?
I'm going to read
Put you
one
in
from... Okay.
Yeah, go on now.
So I'm going to read the one from October 30.
My car, that's on your phone.
Oh, if I can show you?
Hmm.
Alright, let me see. Let me click the camera.
Which date that is?
Right. This is October 13, 2000, and this is October 23, 2000.
Oh, yeah, so the one Mr. Victor was the 23rd of November.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go on with me that one, eh?
Alright, note to squatters. We got lecturers oppose relocation to UA lands.
That's about Colin Campbell.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk more than I want to read about.
Oh, no, good.
no man, read up because he at the time um had a problem with the protesters.
Alright, so I'm going to read the two of them. So it says, lecturers at the Mona campus of the University of the West Indies have objected strongly to government's plan to relocate squatters from the nearby Mona Commons community to adjacent lands owned by the university. The lecturers who were yesterday summoned to an emergency meeting by their union, the West Indies Group of University Teachers, otherwise known as WIGUT, voiced strong concerns about the planned development, arguing that it was likely to create major social and security problems for the campus. WIGUT Jamaica strongly opposes the proposed relocation. A development of the kind proposed is inimical to the future of the university and to its regional and other commitments, said a draft statement approved by the more than 50 lecturers who attended the meeting at the UI's Senior Common Room. It turned out to be a stormy meeting. Some lecturers charged that the government was intent on having the development on Mona lands to ensure that the residents who have traditionally voted for the ruling People's National Party would continue to live in the St. Andrew East constituency. They say other more suitable lands would be identified outside of the area. It's about them using public lands to make houses to give members of their party, said John Maxwell, journalist and lecturer at the Caribbean Institute of Media and Communications. He added that opposition to the relocation was a matter that had to do with principles of sustainable development, like or dislike the residents of Mona Commons. However, yesterday, Colin Campbell, Member of Parliament for the area, dismissed suggestions that the relocation plan was motivated by politics. If you're going to relocate a community, you have to find somewhere that is proximate to where people live, earn their living, and where their kids go to school, he said. Monica Taylor, president of WIGUT, told the Gleaner yesterday's meeting was called because the group recently received official information from the University Finance and General Purpose Committee about plans to give up for the project 3.2 acres of, give me a second, alright, 3.2 acres of UA lands, which sit near the Sir John Golden Rehabilitation Center. She said the plans to build one-bedroom housing for the over 300 residents to be relocated was the recipe for the creation of a slum. The relocation of the community forms part of the government's Relocation 2000 project, which is being spearheaded by the National Housing Trust. It involves the relocation of 3 squatter communities: Mona Commons, which is opposite to the University Hospital, Seville, which is in St. Anne Railway Lane and Barracks Road, St. James. Mr. Campbell, however, suggested that opposition to relocation was really influenced by prejudice. I do not accept that because Mona Common people are poor people, you have to put them in the bush and hide them, he said. Residents of the middle-income community of Elitson Flats, located near the proposed development, are also against the plans. Heather Little, president of the Citizens Association, told the Gleaner yesterday that she would be calling a meeting of her association today to renew their calls to stop the plan. We are prepared to fight hands and gloves against it, she said. That would have been the October 13 article.
Mm-hmm.
This now is the October 23 article. Police rushed to squatter relocation meeting. Soldiers and police swooped down on the Elitton Flats Community Center last night after being called in by security personnel for Colin Campbell, the Member of Parliament for the area, who was having a meeting with the residents. Some 15 soldiers and policemen were brought in to reassure Mr. Campbell, who was coming under heavy pressure from residents to answer questions about the proposed relocation of squatters from Mona Commons, located in front of the University Hospital, to lands adjacent to the Elitson Flats community in St. Alighted from 2 police jeeps and quickly spread out, covering the perimeter of the community center, placing themselves at strategic points to observe what was a very stormy meeting. The inspector heading the team dismissed suggestions that they had been called in by Mr. Campbell's security, noting that it was a routine operation. However, the over 100 residents who crammed into the community center and spit out onto its corridors expressed anger and disappointment that the security had been brought in. The residents are very unhappy that Mr. Campbell saw it fit to bring in 2 jeeploads of police and soldiers into the community, one community member said. The Ellison Flat Citizens Association called yesterday's meeting to discuss the relocation exercise, which involves building 144 studio apartments on 3.2 acres of land held by the University of the West Indies, UWI, under a lease agreement with the government. They said they argued that the relocation, geared for single persons, would pose environmental and security problems to their community, as well as the Sir John Gold Rehabilitation Center and students of Preston Hall, one of the UWI halls of residence. In a letter to Mr. Campbell, which was brought up at the meeting, the residents also raised the issue of the difference in background between themselves and the residents of Mona Commons and the potential conflicts this could cause. Last night, Mr. Campbell said he was prepared to represent the residents' views about real issues in quotation of security, the potential for the devaluation of their property value, and the threat of crime. However, he said he was not prepared to discriminate against Mona Common residents because of their social status. Asking me to isolate people because of social background is something that I cannot deal with, he said. The angry residents, who were adamant that the development should not go ahead, loudly jeered many of the responses Mr. Campbell made to the questions asked. It was after several heated exchanges between Mr. Campbell and residents that one of the MP security personnel was overheard calling in reinforcement. And that was the
All right.
23 years.
So this is what I want to pay key attention to now. Can you see that? Number big box family. So this is what I want to pay key attention to. And my future Prime Minister, can you read that please?
Another plot of land located just on the outskirts of Augustown also been eyed for the construction of starter homes to accommodate the rest of the squatters. Among yesterday's demonstrators were Major General Robert Nish, Executive Director of the Sir John Goldin Rehabilitation Center, the widow of the late Sir John Goldin, Lady Patricia Goldin, and son Mark Goldin.
Here you have it, gentle people. What is your future?
No, don't say no future Prime Minister to the man, please.
Quickly, so you understand where I'm coming from now. How can this man be in Jamaica Parliament, sir? To do what? Why should that this man even have a chance to lead anything in Jamaica? You, somebody can explain that to me?
About the Stockholm syndrome, Colin, with actually stood up for the people at that time now is a bootlicker. The man, but people are soul, man. But the man, I tell the people say that the Mark Gould not like black people and think a joke thing. Him not like poor people and black people. Mark
But
Gould
this shows it. This shows it. This shows it.
Mark Gould
This is
run around
obviously-
use a thing named blood and fire. Blood and fire comrade. And the people them think say it a come from a place of a type of religious dogma. And them think it a come from a kind of religious dogma, but them understand say Mark Golding literally mean blood and fire. Them understand say Mark Golding a deal with witchcraft and his kind of ancestral atrocities were committed against black people. They not even understand anything. This thing are bigger than the people done somewhere say around on internet and anything. Me go and keep on going to Tari, them and go and learn from Tari and the bright people. Them can't bother the Downs people, them run back at the money. They call the money if the people them can't see it yet, them not go see it anyway. You know the people remind me of I have really talk about the Bible. take out my Bible from Muddy and I read back my Bible again. I said, no, you know, so them story in the Bible. Yes, sorry.
No, I was just saying amen, my brother.
Yeah, man, it's like the story in the Bible runs parallel, it's parallel to the Jamaican people them with them eyes still closed or the ungratefulness or them type of thing. If you read no, if you read the story of the Israelite, them a come out of Egypt, I Jamaican. Yeah, Jamaica. I come.
Vegas.
Yes, sir.
Sir Vegas.
Yeah, man.
The story that you have, is there a link for it?
Typically, I archive it then. I pull. You'd have to sign up for the cleaner. Pull them things off and archive them. So, but you can find tonight. It's Ellison Flats resident. But you can sign up for the cleaner. If you sign up for the cleaner, you have to think that. You have to subscribe to get the marker.
Subscribe. Okay. Alright. Additionally, what you did say, before I met Dr. Sam go, I know you did what Dr. Sam go. Sorry for take up some of your time, Dr. Sam, but Fee, add on to what Sir Vegas would have said about the Israelites. Hosea 4 verse 6, I'm going to read it right now. I'm going to read it. I do like my King James, I prefer my New King James. And it says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because you have rejected knowledge, I also will reject you from being priests for me. Because you have forgotten the law of your God, I also will forget your children. Hosea 4 verse 6. Go ahead, Dr. Sam.
I'm sure you know say the thing run parallel with the people who are knowledge as well. Historically, people really go in Africa and study black people and get to use them own ways, and them way of living for oppress them, basically our doings, the people them use are oppress we, You understand? Over the years, like we're very, very tribal and we are so much against each other, and we have a identity crisis. You see what I say? So, if anything when I look like we, any other set of people when I look like we look up to them and act victim. You see what I say? We always look up to people with brown skin and curly hair or pretty hair, or we call it a long hair or straight nose and blue eyes, and we not even know so some of them traits they are recessive genes trait. But yet still we idolize it and we want to be, we want to adapt it. So I see now, Mark Golden to them now, it symbolically is like him is a Christ concept, a Jesus concept, like coming as a savior, come save them. The same thing throughout the Bible, if you even read it, the Bible, there's always somebody where the people them say, him are the one them want subscribe to, like Saul. And God did say, yo, them want give them a king. People say, no man, that's history. I just words are manifest and history repeat it. I go on with Mark Golden. And if somehow, because what is to be must be, we can't change the outcome of what is to be, Somehow it happens, so it work out in our favor. But we're going to just learn more and more about the people, and we're going to just learn more and more about black people. And something designed to further keep them to subjugation. You have to understand. And if it was designed that way, and if that's the outcome, some outcomes are already set in stones, because they know, say, we are very powerful when we unite. The people the people sit on top of the hierarchy, they know, say, we are very, 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 very powerful and strong and resilient and ambitious when we unite. And if we should ever come together and decide, say, yo, we are going to support each other, we are going to stand together, and we are going to fight for each other, and we are going to kill together and everything. They know, so there will be no nation on earth as powerful as us. The Chinese, them do it and it work for them. The Indian, them do it and it work for them. Black people can't do it because you're going, we're not at that point yet. So because the people know, so we're not at that point yet, we're not even close to that point. Then continue to plant, to send plants. I think the Mark Golden is literally a plant. I think say it not just get planted in our society, our system. I think say it's a long plan, as a design plan. They continue to fight the interest of the British hierarchy. Yeah. So when you hear them talk about crown land and all, you hear some like the house Negroes them come and talk about, oh, I could give the people the crown land and all them things. The man just back the argument to go on. I'm not going to promise them thing, I make them feel like say, yo, them thing can be possible. But as long as the British state a plant in our system, yeah, it's gonna be business, it's gonna be just continuous poverty. It's gonna be continuous people as a fight against anything, any form of progress with it. It's gonna continue to be that, because it's designed that way. The British state and the people who control the world and control a majority of the wealth in the world, this percentage, they know what it is and what it takes and what will happen if black people unite, and them have to always have plan.